Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning meditation at Centers for Spiritual Living in Chico. My name's Julie Fisher, and I'm a licensed practitioner here. And it's a beautiful day in Northern California. This morning we'll offer a meditation and then some quiet silence time. And when that time is up, I'll bring you back into the room with the sound of our bowl again. In his book, The Science of Religion, Paramahansa Yogananda writes about intuition and the necessity of joining it with intellect, devotion, and meditation to attain realization of God bliss. This reading offers contemplation on the importance of intuition to a meditation practice. This reading is from pages 34 and 35. So sit back, make yourselves very comfortable, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes if you'd like, and relax. Intuition. So far, we've been considering the instruments and processes of knowing this conscious and sensuous world. Intuition, with which we now deal, is the process by which we know the super-sensuous world, the world that is beyond senses and thoughts. It is true that the super-sensuous expresses itself in and through the sensuous, and to know the latter in completeness is to know the former. But the process of knowing the two must be different. To know the sensuous, perception and thought will be fairly sufficient. To know the supersensuous, intuition is required. It is no argument to say that because the supersensuous expresses itself through the sensuous, the process of knowing perception and thought will also hold good in the case of the supersensuous. For are we able to know the sensuous world even in all its fullness by these processes? Assuredly not. There is an infinite number of facts, things, laws, connection in nature, and even in our own organism, which are still and probably ever will be a sealed book to mankind. Far less, then, shall we be able to know what is really beyond sense perception and thought perception by mere sense and thought. Intuition comes from within, thought from without. Intuition gives a face-to-face view of reality. Thought gives an indirect view of it. Intuition, by a strange sympathy, sees reality in its totality, while thought chops it up into parts. Every person has the power of intuition, as they have the power of thought. As thought can be cultivated, so intuition can be developed. In intuition, we are in tune with reality, with the world of bliss, with the unity in diversity, with the inner laws governing the spiritual world, with God. It's very difficult to define intuition, for it is too near to every one of us. Every one of us feels it. Do we know what the consciousness of existence is? Everyone knows it. It's too familiar to admit of definition. Ask anyone how they know they exist. They will remain mute. They can know it, but they cannot define it. They may try to explain, but the explanation does not reveal what they inwardly feel. Intuition of every form has this peculiar character. The fundamental, organic, scientific method of religion bases itself on intuition. The practice of it leads us inward. The more earnest we are about it, the wider and surer will be our vision of reality God. It is through intuition that humanity reaches divinity, that the sensuous is brought into connection with the supersensuous, and that the latter is felt to express itself in and through the sensuous. The influence of senses vanishes. Intruding thoughts disappear. Bliss God is realized. The consciousness of all in one and one in all dawns upon us. This intuition is what all great savants and prophets of the world had and still have. It is by intuition that God can be realized in all its aspects. We have no sense that can reveal knowledge of God. The senses give knowledge of only its manifestations. No thought or inference can enable us to know God as it truly is. For thought cannot go beyond what the senses give. It can only arrange and interpret the impressions of the senses. When the senses are unable, thought, as depending upon them, is also unable to bring us to God. So it is to intuition that we shall have to turn for the knowledge of God in its blissful and other aspects. Religion is truly an act of intuition. Without it, the former degrades into the observance of lifeless convention and rites. It is from the point of view of intuition that every fact of the world finds meaning in its totality. The criterion of development in the spiritual world is also intuition. Everybody in the world is a seeker of truth. The spirit of inquiry is in all. It is never too late to mend or seek. Search and you will find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Take a few moments to bring yourself back into the room. You might wiggle your toes. Give yourself a shoulder rub or a shoulder roll. This concludes our meditation for this beautiful Sunday morning. Reverend Kathy Fernandez will give us a beautiful lesson this morning entitled The Power of Your Light at 10 o'clock. So stick around, relax. I hope to see you then. Namaste.